Okay. The broadcast is live.
Okay, now we can talk.
Yes. Wow, got countdown today,
Got countdown. Kau sweeper kita sudah dah advance.
Advance, Okay lah, third time. Must have improvement.
Itulah, each time we got to make it more funkier. So now I am sharing it in my page. I don't know whether it starts. Let's sekejap everybody talk about finance. Yay. Tu dia. Have to lah, not people blur. So anyway, for those of you just watching, tak faham what is going on and trying to figure out apa pasal these two faces here. It all started off with JJ having financial problem. Then Rafiq came like, come let me tolong. And then figure out a solution. And then when, jom kita tolong orang lain. So that's what we're doing.
Yes. So why not? Right.
Yeah, betul. So the idea for this is we'll help you with any financial questions that you have. May it be personal, maybe it be business. We see if we can answer it here. If you need more detail, that one, take it offline with Rafiq. You just find out Wealth Vantage. You can see there are links at the top. All the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, dan LinkedIn. So get in touch with them there and take it offline and get more details. But in general, we'll try and cover more general topics, and the more you ask questions, the better knowledge we get. Don't tunggu kita orang pandang and just come up with questions lah. All right?
Yeah.
So let's start with a question that I want to know, and a few people have asked me when I do live videos. Konon macam I know the answer and I don't know. Is the whole take out money from EPF thing.
Okay.
Can we start off with that? The whole take out money from EPF thing, everybody asking me whether they should do it. My pahaman is, if you don't need the money, then don't take it out. But I don't know, what's your advice on that one?
Okay, so for me, there's a few parts to this question that people are raising, either directly to me or to us as a firm, or like just saying out loud on social media.
Correct.
Okay. So from a basic principle point of view, let's start basic first lah.
Yeah.
EPF money is for your retirement. I think everybody understands that. Okay.
Yes.
Everybody understands that. So you being forced to take out a certain portion of your salary on a monthly basis, then your employer adds on to it, and this forms your future retirement savings. Okay, so we're not talking whether you're going to have enough or not. We're just saying, okay, that's the purpose of EPF in the first place.
Betul. Okay.
So then, EPF then allows us to take out some money. Okay, basically, mainly from account 2 for a lot of purposes. But they don't generally allow you to touch account 1. So, but account 1 accounts for 70% of your savings.
Correct. So account 2, just correct me if I'm wrong, that there's you can take out account 2 for like loans, housing loans and stuff like that, right?
Correct. So you can use it to pay for your monthly housing loan. You can use it to take out a substantial amount to basically reduce the principal of your housing loan.
Correct.
You can
mostly housing loan aja lah.
Actually, there's a lot more. You can use it for Hajj. You can up to 3,000. You can take it out if you have critical illnesses. So
I never knew that lah. Sorry. Yeah. That is something new to me. I always thought account 2 was only for housing. I didn't know I had all these benda-benda lain.
Correct. So there's actually a lot that you can do. Obviously, it has its own criteria, it has its own SOPs lah, in
Correct.
terms of
Correct.
how you go about it. But EPF through the act has been allowed to basically, okay, account 2 technically we allowing you to take out, but the majority of it will stay in the account.
Right.
Will stay in the
Right. Right.
account, the 70%. Okay, the only thing that you can do with account 1 before this is, besides looking, okay, I have a huge sum of money which I can't use, which is one of the biggest issue that people are highlighting right now lah. Okay, I have this huge amount of money that I can use, but
Yeah.
you could only withdraw it to do EPF investments.
Yes. Yes.
So you can either use it to invest in unit trust, or you can use it to invest in shares. So a lot of
Correct,
people
correct.
don't know that you can use your account 1 to invest in shares.
Yes. But the money has to go back into EPF. You cannot take it into your hand.
Yeah, yes. So you cannot take it into hand. So it has to
Yeah.
go to a fund manager or a unit trust company that has been approved by EPF.
Correct.
And if, let's say, you redeem it, it goes back into EPF,
Betul.
whether
betul.
it's profitable or not. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is current scenario. Okay. So so then the question is, okay, should I take it or not? So you actually
Right.
pointed out, if there is a need, by all means. So, but
Right.
a need doesn't mean you want to buy PS5, huh?
Hey, come on, PS5 look good. Okay, that's a good need.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
but
it looks good lah. Unless technically, okay lah. If we're not talking traditionally, right? So if
Yeah.
let's say you happen to be a professional gamer for whatever reason, and PS5 is your tool of work,
Right.
yeah,
Right. Correct.
then yeah, people can argue lah. But in general, so if there's no need, don't take it out. If there's a
Okay.
need, so example, during the early part of the MCO, we did mention in some of our videos, some of our articles. So what would be needs in terms of taking it out? So one is you having cash flow situation.
Yes.
You're having negative deficit cash flow. So
Correct.
taking out the money from EPF account 2 would help
Yes.
to alleviate or to reduce some of your burden.
Correct. Wait. So actually, that's where I wanted to ask. The money you're taking out is only from account 2, not account 1, right?
Not account 1. Not
Account 1 cannot
1.
touch, right?
Account 1 cannot touch this, and this is the biggest issue that people are arguing. So why?
Right. Yeah.
Why? So why can't I take out my account 1 if I need it? Because
Yes.
it's my money.
Correct.
It's my money.
Correct.
Okay. So, and I've been asked what is my viewpoint. Technically, like, I shared this viewpoint with Media Prima. It was supposed to come out in Bulletin Utama, but I think there was some additional news that came in and it just got pushed aside. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. But basically, okay, I'm of the view. So if you talk from a financial needs point of view, lah,
Right.
okay. So it's not just basic needs. Financial also has needs.
Yes.
So retirement is something in the future.
Correct.
Retirement is something in the future. Yes. If let's say you take out money now, it would affect your retirement in the future. But if you think about it, okay, if let's say you are in debt right now, you're going to be
you
bankrupt.
cannot reach the future.
You cannot reach the future. So I
Yes.
personally, I believe that it should there should be some criteria to allow for that to access, because
Correct.
I find it a bit hard to understand because I studied in the
Yeah.
I studied in the States. In the States, if you have
Right.
assets, technically you cannot be declared bankrupt, because then you can leverage your assets and everything in order to pay the debt.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
But I have met with clients who, okay, they might not have a house, they might not
Yeah.
have assets, they might not have savings, but they have like 500,000, 600,000 in their EPF account 1.
Who you? And they
But
then but they're
They
stuck.
cannot use that money. They cannot use that money in order to
Right.
help to pay off the credit card debts, to pay off the personal loans.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. For me, it doesn't make sense. Why? Because the interest from a financial planning point of view, the interest that is being charged on personal loans, on credit card balances,
Yep.
is huge compared to the EPF returns.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So my take is there should be some understanding that allows that to happen, although it must come with strict criteria and some coaching or counseling or mentoring to ensure that whatever that made that happen doesn't happen again.
Only can be done under consultation of proper
Correct.
fund managers and stuff like that. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
No, you know one of the actually EPF
Yeah.
actually has certified financial planners,
That one I
registered
know. I know.
financial.
Yeah, they are
Yes. So if
there
you go
in
to
the
any
thing
of
into the
their
market.
branches, right, there are people there
Right.
who are
Yeah.
actually certified. They are actually knowledgeable. So technically, EPF has the people that can advise you. You don't even
So
have to go out
that's the
to
thing.
do
I
it.
tak faham. I tak faham. Okay, okay. Before we continue, I want to say hi to everybody who's joined. Steve, what's up? Sean, Melissa, Hari, and Akaya. There's a Japanese name there. Anyway, so hello everybody there. I want to go
Hello.
back. I want to go back to the EPF question. How much money is in account two? And is it replenished?
How much money is account to is 30%.
30%.
Okay, it's 30% of the total amount.
Right. So after, if I take out 30%, does a
Mm.
new 30% get replenished, or that's about it? There's nothing
That
more left
okay.
in
So basically,
account
the
two.
only way it gets replenished is by new contributions.
Right.
New contributions. The yeah,
Then only it
and
slowly builds up
and
again.
and also the dividends, the annual dividends.
Paham. Okay. Here's my question. Before we go to your questions, thank you so much for all your questions. We'll get to your questions really, really quickly. I want to know, in your opinion, if someone, say, started a small business, okay?
Mm.
He started a small business now during this MCO, trying to sell something from home. Suddenly, it has traction. So, do you advise him to take out that 30% to invest into his business to grow the potential to grow it more? If it there's traction, I'm not talking tak ada traction. I'm talking about other traction.
Okay, so first, okay, so we're making assumption that people can take out their account to fund
Because
their business lah.
now you say can
Technically
take
cannot.
out, but
There,
how?
there are
What's the
there are
criteria to take out?
yeah. So basically, if you go to the EPF website, there's actually a list of things that you can do with regards to the withdrawals. So I don't think taking out money to fund your business is one of it. Uh,
Lama. But it's my
yeah,
money. I don't get
correct.
it. Aduh. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I do get it, because if you go to a bank and say you take out 20,000, the
Mm.
interest you got to pay back, you're like, apa sal? I've got this money. It's there. I don't know lah. Okay lah. Anyway, let's go to some of the questions people have. First one, Sean. Oh, there we go. How do you make investments? What kind of stock markets are you talking about using EPF account too? I'm just kind of lost in all this, new to me.
Okay.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Okay. So basically, okay, I do not know how to pronounce the name.
Akana, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, Akana, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so Akana, okay, thanks for the question. Okay, so how do you make the investment? So under the EPF actually allows account holders to take out money from the account one in order to invest, but it must be to companies, to fund managers that is approved by EPF. So for the unit trust investments, you have actually a few options. I'll just explain that first because that is more widespread. So
Yeah.
you can either do it through agents. Okay, you can do it through agents. You can do it through financial planners. You can do it directly with the unit trust companies, or you can do it yourself.
So this is like mutual funds and unit trusts and all
This
that,
is
right?
mutual funds. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
mutual
Okay.
funds.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what people are generally used to. So, but actually, you can also actually there are fund managers out there that has been approved by EPF in order to allow account holders to take out their money to invest in stocks, basically in bursa.
But what kind of stocks? Is it volatile stocks? Is it like stocks like the last week we discussed about how to buy stocks where dividends come in, blah 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 blah. So is it any stocks or is it specific stocks?
Any stocks,
Really?
as long
Okay,
as
that's
in yeah.
as long as it's in the market. I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but you can't do it yourself. It must be done by the licensed fund manager. So you
Ah.
cannot take out your money, put in your CDS account. No, it doesn't work that way. So, because EPF doesn't trust you with the with doing the right thing.
I ada CDS account, so that's why like, oh boleh ke? Tak boleh, tak boleh. Okay, okay, okay.
EPF allows you to take out the money, give it to licensed fund managers. So these people who have additional licenses, they have more like some additional licenses to manage investments on behalf of individuals.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Ayaka.
Yeah.
Sorry. Ayaka nama
Ayaka.
dia.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay. Sorry,
Ayaka.
Ayaka. Yeah. So you can take it out. So the money is then put into the account.
Yep.
And then the fund manager would then buy and sell stocks.
But is it on your behalf or they do you totally give them control of what stocks to buy and all that?
It's up to them. You basically it's
So
called a discretionary. So basically you give them you give them full authority to buy and sell stocks on your behalf.
Huyo. Okay.
Uh,
Okay, that's scary as hell.
like
Would you recommend it? I mean, in your opinion, especially looking at the stock market now, I don't know stock market well, but to me, it feels very bearish rather than bullish. So, would you recommend it?
um okay, it would be hypocritical for me to say I don't recommend it because my
Right.
clients are doing it.
Yep.
So technically, yeah, that should answer the question, lah.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
So
enough. Fair enough.
yeah,
Enough. Okay.
because from a risk management point of view,
Yeah.
it's being managed by people who know what they're doing.
Understand. Okay. Is it also covered under
The IDM.
security commissions and stuff like that?
Yeah, they are licensed under Securities Commission.
Okay. So anything faulty, you can go. There's someone the policeman
You,
to guide you lah.
you can complain, lah.
Okay, okay. That's why I'm
You can
asking.
you can complain. You can
Okay,
complain,
okay.
no problem.
All right. Shaun wants to know what's your view on 6 months moratorium.
Okay. I've been asked. This is another question that I've been asked quite often,
Correct.
because I think a lot of people were having a good moratorium or payment holiday for the past 6 months, and so
Correct.
it's you know like when you go on vacations and everything, right? So as you're finishing your vacation, it's like, can we just extend it? We were having such a good time, things like that, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are also like, okay, feeling, yeah, it feels kind of nice. Now I have a lot of money because I don't have to pay my loans.
Correct.
Yeah.
But
So um, my short answer to this is yes, but it needs to be targeted.
okay, what do you mean by targeted?
So targeted is to the people who needs it.
Right. Okay. Understand.
Yeah.
Not
So as
semua
long
orang aja.
not semua orang. So sorry lah, if you you haven't lost your job,
Yeah. Don't
you
lah. You
haven't
know what I mean?
don't lah. Right.
Betul. No, I agree. If you haven't lost your job, don't lah. You know,
Yeah.
because people like that is the one that make people who don't have a job lebih susah because
Correct.
it's hard. It's exactly like wearing your mask and following SOPs. If you follow your SOP, then you know it won't get worse, and then the whole economy won't close down. Don't lah. You know what I mean? If you don't have
Yeah.
to, don't lah. Tu je.
Correct. Yeah. So
Correct.
you know, because okay, I've talked to some people, and the thing is, I'm not sure. Like I've seen this one video, but I can't remember where this video was from. So
Right.
it was trying to explain why, like how, like I think tax breaks or like why giving like benefits to the top 1% or the top 5%
right.
doesn't help
Yeah.
the economy.
Correct. People say trickle down. Kepala otak kau trickle down. Sorry. I'm just angry.
Yeah, no, because like they were showing. So basically, okay, let's start from a moratorium point of view because it's the same concept. So when it's given to the B40, when it's given to the low end of the M40 or even the mid M40, so these people will actually then spend.
Yeah.
So when they
Yeah.
spend, then this creates the multiplier effect from an economic point of view. So it
Understand.
improves the GDP. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
But the thing is, when it's on the high end, the T20 and everything.
Ah,
So most of it, okay, the money goes into savings.
correct. And then there's no money doesn't flow.
The money doesn't
So
flow.
yeah, okay, understand. Hey, wait, on the point of moratorium, just in case some people don't understand, you don't have to pay because it's like staggered. But is interest still compounding and growing?
Yes.
Oh, so in other words, that still grows. Then when you have to pay, suddenly you got to pay more.
So basically, if we just take from the past 6 months, so
Yeah,
basically, only the interest portion grows.
right. But
Yeah. So
okay,
only the interest portion grows, but it doesn't grow that much that now suddenly you have to pay an additional year. No, it doesn't.
right. Okay, but
Yeah.
the input, yeah, okay. I don't like interest. It's very scary. Okay, let's look at more questions. One saying hi to everybody.
Oh.
Don, what's up? Hari, what's up? Hari says, "What are good stocks?" Oh, uh, medical. For me, it's medical, but it's too
Yeah.
late to get involved with medical because that ship has like this is my opinion lah. Before MCO and all, if you invest in gloves, now kaya. It's
Yeah.
because that
You
has
see
gone
the
up.
top glove owner now billionaire, what?
That's right. I used to have top glove stocks, but yeah.
Oh man.
I sold it long time ago, but if I kept those stocks, now I'd be like, no, like that.
You will still have your house.
Betul. I could have sold the stocks and bought a bigger house, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the story.
Yeah, but coming to Harry's question. Okay,
Yep.
okay, I can probably I need to balance between what I can say because technically my license at this point doesn't allow to say which specific stocks that you can buy.
Understand. Understand.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Fair
yeah,
enough.
because now this is live. It's gonna be shared and everything.
Okay.
So if it gets to SC, then
Okay.
I'm
How
gonna
about
I'm
this?
gonna get.
I'm going to ask you in a general way. Okay.
Mm.
What are the areas that is showing most growth in stocks? How's that for a question?
Yeah, so I think in general, like, this is just from observation.
Yeah.
So in general, as you mentioned, so the before this, like the healthcare stocks, the technology stocks, the glove stocks. So those would have been good buys. Whether
Yep.
it's still good buys or not right now, is a bit neat. So because even like one of the biggest news that came out, I think it was this week or last week, was vaccine.
Oh, yes. The
Okay.
people who create Viagra.
Yeah.
The same company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the news of the vaccine passing the third phase trials and going for US FDA approval, so as you can see from a sectoral point of view, there was a shift. So basically,
Yeah.
healthcare, pharmaceutical went up, but technology stocks went down.
Right. Oh,
So the
because
likes of Zoom and
right,
everything
right, right,
was
right,
was
right.
what was affected.
Understand because it's understanding what people might do, the market flow
Yes.
and stuff like that. Thank you.
Correct.
Yes, I.
Yeah. So it goes, so basically if you follow like what Warren Buffett ways of investing, so he invests in what technically he uses or what people uses.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
if you go back to the thing I was explaining earlier, so okay, you if once the vaccine approves, everyone's gonna go for it.
Correct.
So it
Okay.
makes sense. It makes sense
Here.
that
Yeah.
to buy into Pfizer stock
Correct.
technically.
It's a Pfizer. And I give you this. I used to speak on behalf of Bursa to teach people how to invest and all that. And I did.
Oh,
I also used to invest as well. But and one of the good buys I had was there was a big news that I think it was Apple or something was going to invest or buy chips or something from this big company. All right.
mm,
And the crazy part is, it's like, wait, it's supposed to be a Malaysian company, and I could not find it. But then you go to look at parent companies or sisters company or the anak company, the branch, and you'll see that one of those companies will have a stock option. Invest in stuff like that, because if news shows that the anak is going to get money, the mother grows, kind of thing lah. That's my advice lah. As you got to go have news lah, you got to really baca and read in big. So if technically Pfizer has a subsidiary company here in Malaysia that they buy their ingredients from, you never know, that company will go up. So stuff like that, you got to do more research.
Yeah, so that if you trade yourself. So the other option is you get fund managers to trade for you.
Yeah, correct.
Fund managers to trade for you. So then they do all the research for you. You don't have to. You don't have to worry about the cherry picking.
I very kiasu. I like to do things myself. So anyway, that's right. Okay. Yes, JJ, good phrasing. Yeah, I meant what industries are good to look at. Okay, cool. Because Joe Biden winning the presidency. Ooh, interesting one. That is still up in the air.
Yes,
that is very up in the air because of certain someone who doesn't want to face reality.
He doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave.
I like to put face reality. It's more selamat. So orang tak marah I. Okay. Let's look for other questions. I saw one that was really interesting. Don asked this question. He asked, how best to balance insurance versus savings, and mana people go bankrupt paying insurance. There you go. That's the soalan.
Okay. How to best balance insurance versus savings? Mana people go bankrupt paying insurance. Okay. So both are important. Let's put it that way. So both are important. So both have its purpose in terms of ensuring that your overall financial situation doesn't get into extreme situations.
Correct.
Okay. So how to balance it? So basically, okay, the thing is with insurance, there is a term of having too much insurance. There is a term. You can actually have too much insurance.
Correct.
Okay, so there are actually formulas. There's actually ways in terms of calculating what is the technically exact amount of insurance that you need at any point of time.
Okay. And wait. On a side note, y'all have that calculation? Talking about wealth vantage.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so for everybody watching this, can you see atas? Wait. Up here? Please go to the up here. Get in touch with them. I'm sure I'm going to get Rafiq to talk more, but I'm just saying, besides doing this, please get in touch with them and speak about your personal situation, because they can give you better advice if you want to. And so anyway, continue, Rafiq. Sorry.
Yeah. So basically, like I said, so there is this thing called having too much insurance, and we've had situations where we've met with clients who came to us like, okay, with tons of insurance policies and everything, and in actuality they don't need it. They don't need that much.
Okay.
They don't.
For a rule of thumb, how much do you need when it comes to? Okay, most of the time, insurance is to cover when you die. You leave it to your family and
correct
your pusara, okay, and the people.
Pusaka.
And also pusara lain. Okay, sorry.
Pusara is your kubur.
Sorry, jangan marah seorang. Okay, and then the next thing insurance is for is to cover medical expenses, like a medical card and stuff like that. So, what is a good number for your?
Okay, so technically, the basic. Some basic. I'm just going to talk about the basic calculations that people use or general. So example, if let's say you're talking about life. So if you were to pass away, generally minimum that people would advise you to get is about 10 times your annual income.
Okay. 10 times that means 10 months of your income
10 times of your annual income.
Oh, annual. Who? Annual. That
So
means 12 years.
120 months.
Ah,
Yes.
2 years. So your
120
gaji
months.
times 120. Senang.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, okay, okay.
So that is looking at it simplistically.
Understand.
Okay, but that doesn't necessarily say whether you're gonna have enough, but that enough or not enough. But it gives you a basic indicator in
All
terms
right.
of how much you need. However, there are more detailed ways that we use, financial planners like us use, in order to calculate how much exactly you need. So it goes to the dollars and cents.
Right.
So saying, okay, example JJ, we calculate, okay, so we calculate, if let's say you were to pass away, depending on, first is one of the requirements, okay, it's technically how much debt you are leaving behind,
Right. Okay.
okay, which needs to be paid off if something were to happen to you. Second is how much money, how much expenses that you are contributing to your family, that if you were to pass away, that it needs to continue.
Right. Okay.
It needs to continue, and how long do you want that to continue? So if it's like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, so then
Oh,
we add that to the calculation.
understand.
Then
For
and
the
and then the
yeah,
last part, we add on money that you want to leave behind, so basically as gifts.
understand. It's the hibas versions also.
Yes.
Yes. So another thing I like to say is if you have smaller kids, try and do it so that their education is paid for as well. So
Yeah.
because education is very expensive. So if you budget that in, and then your whole insurance thing will that's the thing you're supposed to do. Now, when it comes to, like Melissa just asked about life insurance slash medical insurance, um, insurance also have a savings plan. If you But how much of the savings plan actually is worth it?
Generally, talking from my practice,
Yep.
generally we would separate it.
Right. Okay.
We would
So
separate
you
it.
you just use insurance to pay excess expenses and buggy present for the people you leave behind,
Yeah.
and also to cover your medical expenses.
Yeah.
But for savings, what would you recommend on the side?
Savings, I would advise to go for proper investment instruments. So basically, your unit trust, your
Mhm.
stocks,
Yeah.
your gold, your property, your real estate investment trust, cryptocurrency, all that.
Yeah, and we've discussed this before. That's why
All right.
I'm knowledgeable in it.
Yeah.
You can actually now re-look at your. I mean, you can go to Wealth Vantage or any financial planner. They can re-look at your insurance policy and tell you whether you're not wasting money, but there are other places where you can separate that money and make more money. So you will
Correct.
save on your insurance, and at the same time, you spend money to get the wealth that you want.
Correct.
So
Yeah, because the thing is, okay. If you think, okay, insurance is a instrument that is being put in place for risk management. So if something were to happen to you, but
correct,
on the other side is the wealth part. The wealth is something that you want to accumulate so that you can use.
correct. And when it comes to wealth, even 100 ringgit, that means every month you've got 100 ringgit to spend.
Mm.
There are ways to build that 100 ringgit into bigger rather than dumping it into insurance. Correct me if I'm
Correct.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Cool. So hopefully that explains your the question to life insurance. Because no offense to any insurance agents, I know most of the insurance agents, as Rafiq spoke about last week, is your friends or your family saying, "Hey, buy lah for me," and then you're like, "Okay lah, I buy from you." Uh, they there are better ways to make money, but do cover yourself, secure yourself when it comes to risk, when it comes to health and stuff like that. They're 100%, because if you don't have a medical card, oh, masuk hospital, habis. It's like selling your house, losing your house.
Oh, yep.
It's very sensitive, but yeah. Hey, any more questions, guys? Remember, if you got any questions, put it in there. Ask us questions, and we'll discuss. Okay, now, okay, another one there. How does fund managers invest on your behalf work? It may be a stupid question. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Today we are just learning. But
Yeah.
do we pay them commission from our earnings, or? Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. It's not a stupid question.
It's not a
Is
stupid
it?
question.
Yeah. So by you asking, everyone who is viewing this either now or after we finish the live can
Right.
actually learn, and which is
Yeah.
the purpose of why we're doing this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, how does it work? So there's actually several different ways that the fund managers earn income out of this. Okay, so one is what generally is called an upfront sales charge.
Okay.
So means that once the money is put into the account, they take X percent,
Okay.
depending on what's the what's the agreement that you have with them.
Okay.
So that's the first one. Second is what's called backload or back end or management fees or red fees.
Processing
So
fees and all that lah.
no, this
No.
is this is the money that they take for managing your investment. So that was
Okay. Okay.
that was the sale. So and this is generally charged on an annual basis.
Right. Okay.
This is charged on an annual basis, and they might charge it once a year. They might charge it monthly. They might charge it quarterly. It's depend.
Understand.
It's really depending. So both of these charges at this point
Uh-huh.
doesn't equate with performance. So just by investing, just by having your money in the account, they can charge.
Understand. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
it's just the difference is that the upfront sales charge is charged at the point of entry. So memang confirm tak buat duit lagi, sudah kena charge.
Faham.
Okay,
Okay.
but the back end one is charged later. So and is charged continuously as long as you keep the money. So
Right.
logically, if let's say you are making money as the investor, you want to keep the money with the fund manager a long time. So
Ah.
then,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
the fund manager would be incentivized to manage your money properly.
That's where I was going to. I was going to ask you what's the incentive for the fund manager to be there.
Correct.
To
Yeah. So to give you
make sure
profits.
you. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, to
So
give you
now
profits. So that you keep the money with them and you add the money,
I
and then you tell
understand.
your friends to put the money with them.
Understand.
This,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
this
Okay.
this is the incentives of why they're doing this. Okay, but there's also another type of charge which is based on profits.
Right.
But this is not for all type of funds, not all type of portfolios. So there are some fund managers that are out there. They actually charge. Okay, so if let's say we agree, okay, we're going to try to give you, let's say, 4% or six
Right.
percent. So
Right.
anything above that, we want 20%. So let's say
Okay.
after like
20.
6%,
Ah.
after 6%, so basically if you get 8, so there's additional 2%. So we want 20% of 2%.
Ah. Okay. 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 I understand that. I understand
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So okay. Financially, when it comes to all this charges and stuff like that, see,
Hi.
this is the little ones in my house. So the question about when it comes to investments in stock and stuff like that, the amount of charges that is incurred, will that, in your opinion, be more than how much you can make, or just ngam of how much you can make?
Um,
The ratio of
technically,
it. How
the
often do you just break even? How often do you actually make money out of that?
okay. I'm trying to remember some statistics. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, was it 85 or 80% or 90% from EPF? So because the CEOs of EPF usually share the statistics that majority of the people who take out money from the account one to invest
Yeah.
in mutual funds are not
Ah.
making money.
Uh,
Are not making money. So basically, the people who are making money are the agents and also the unit trust companies.
correct.
Okay.
Okay.
But that also means that there are some people who are making money.
Yeah.
So just having like to talk about having a general ratio is not necessarily true lah, because if people are making money, they can actually make money more than the charges.
Understand. Okay.
They can make
Okay.
money more than charges. So the ratio from the dividend or the returns generated can really outweigh the cost.
Cool.
The cost. So there are example like this year. So whoever that invested late last year, early this year during March,
Right.
so they might be paying the same charges. But the thing is, because they went in when the market was down, and
Right.
now the market has recovered somewhat,
Yeah.
So the charges now look more cost effective.
Okay. I see where it. You have to know a bit of the financial situation around as well, lah. Okay, we're gonna go to budget and all that, but we've got one more question. Romsey has a very good. Oh, there another one. Yeah, Romsey.
Oh,
That's
got two
correct.
questions.
So there you
Okay.
go. I love this question. How roughly the frequency of reviewing or revising your financial plan? What's a
Okay.
good time frame?
So we generally practice once a year.
Okay.
We practice once a year to look into the overall view of the plan, but we do monitoring regularly.
All right.
So means that on a, like maybe every 1.5 months, every 2 months, okay, how we're doing based on the plan that we set up, whether things are improving or not, things like that. Because there are certain things in the plan needs to be completed immediately. There's some things in the plan that we can push slightly later after, let's say, certain things happen first, things like that. Yeah, but overall, from a financial plan point of view, at the minimum, I would suggest to do once every year.
All right, cool. Hopefully that answers your question. Don's got another question, which is cryptocurrency based question. How safe is cryptocurrency? As it's not regulated, what's your advice investing in them?
Actually, it is. So in Malaysia, SC has given license to some cryptocurrency companies. So technically, by that virtue, SC has regulated them.
Correct.
So technically, if you go to these brokers or these companies, then you should be safe to a
Right.
certain extent
So,
lah.
okay, where can we go find regulated cryptocurrencies? Is there
So
a forum or website or
no,
whatever?
you can just
Oh,
go to the SC website.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
the SC website is a good resource for you to check whether it is a regulated investment or not.
oh, because they are securities commission. So
Correct. Yeah.
that's
So
their
so
job.
yeah. So as long to me firstly lah, as long as it comes out in SC's website
Right.
and say okay, SC says these people have the necessary license and everything, that is your first minimum check. That okay,
Okay.
I can go in them.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Same thing with Bank Negara lah. Bank Negara mostly is the financial institutions, but you also don't want to be in another Bank Negara list lah, which is the scams. They
betul.
have a list of
Okay.
updated companies that are under their watch list. So
Right.
if you go and okay, you see okay, it's a watch list of companies that you should not go in, then obviously don't go invest lah.
Understand.
Don't go
Okay.
put your money there.
Okay. Let's get to budget because the budget came out and the budget is for 2021 and a lot of people yay budget but they don't know what the heck budget is. For the layman, which part of the budget actually we should go yay it helps us because I don't quite understand.
Okay, so there is a reason. I just need to highlight lah. There's a reason why it's called Budget 2021, not Budget 2020,
Yeah, because it's for
because
next
it's
year,
actually
not
for
this
next
year.
year.
Yeah,
It's for
yeah,
next year.
correct. Yeah,
So budget is always forward looking. It's not back. So even if you do your personal budget, it is forward. It's not.
yeah,
It's not backward.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So technically, the budget hasn't been approved yet, if I'm not mistaken. So they're still debating it.
Right.
They're still debating it.
So it's not announced lagi lah because I see it popping up, so I tak faham
It's
betul-betul.
it's announced. It's just not approved as the announcement.
Oh, so announce.
So
Oh, inilah budget. Then the our MPs discuss,
correct,
and then okay, ini boleh. All right.
correct.
Anything
So they might not approve the budget in totality.
right? Understand. But anything that you saw in the budget that made wow, this should be in because it will help rakyat. What in the budget is like? Is there any tax exemptions that exemptions that just came up? Is there anything extra that we can look out that is to our advantage?
Okay, we actually WVA we actually did write an article on this in terms of our views of budget 2021. However, it is in Bahasa Malaysia.
Okay.
It is in
Kita semua orang Malaysia boleh baca bahasa Malaysia, okay?
yeah. So maybe like we can share the link
Please do.
on the screen so that people who are interested can go and read it, because whatever I'm going to say is actually coming from the article.
Correct.
It's coming from the article that we read.
let's, because of timing's sake, what was the thing that made you most excited?
Okay, technically to me this whole budget, actually at least on a personal side is actually about how to increase the cash available for the people.
Oh,
So
okay.
that
What do you mean by cash available? That means
okay.
grants and stuff like that, is it?
So you have like a few things. So one is cash aids lah. So for the B40 low M40s, so you have the Bantuan Prihatin Rakyat.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so they get cash aids from 350, that's the smallest amount, to 2,500.
Okay. All
Uh,
right.
if for households earning less than, to 1,008 for households earning less than 2,005,
All right. That's good.
which has two or more children. So it's to help allow them to have more cash in order to spend. Okay, so they also this group also gets 180 ringgit telco voucher under the
Telco voucher.
yeah, so to help them get access to data, because now kids, especially school kids and
Ah,
everything, they need access to data
correct.
because school classrooms and everything is online. So without having that, they will be left behind.
Understand. That
Okay, and also free internet data lah to be given out. So this is one area, and it's targeted to those that really need it. So I think for those that really need it, this is good lah. But obviously the higher income earners don't get it.
apa? No, I mean
Yeah,
that
correct.
apa?
Okay. So then the next part, which is linked to this, is the extension of the loan moratorium. Okay,
Okay.
which is also targeted to those that need it.
Right. Right.
So it's still the B40 borrowers and also the M40 borrowers who are affected.
Right. There was
So
a loan.
so
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay, yeah, I
yeah,
know, I know, yeah.
so basically the facility will commence next month, December 2020. Okay, so it's a targeted moratorium. So when people say about extending the moratorium, yes, the moratorium is being extended, but only for the people who needs it.
Fair enough. No,
Yeah.
that's fair enough. So you have to apply for it, or do you just, because you're under a category, government know to give it to you?
I think I'm not sure with regards to details because the details hasn't
Been out. Yeah. Okay.
been out
Okay.
yet. So similar like to the last moratorium, so the banks were like figuring out what is the mechanism and everything.
Yeah.
So we just wait for each bank because each bank might have their own internal SOPs that they will follow.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Okay.
Oh,
So then
let's.
next one is actually EPF.
Ah.
Okay, so starting January 2021, they will employees can actually reduce the employee EPF contribution from 11% to 9%.
Okay. So the
So meaning
employees EPF, like
the
that means
employees,
that one.
yeah, the employees, uh,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
the
But
employees EPF. So this
so
addition to 2% helps.
yes, correct, correct. No, okay, wait. So the employers EPF tak turun, right? But the
Tak
employees
turun.
one is the one
Correct.
that you dislike. If someone doesn't want to drop it to 9
Yeah,
and keep it at 11, can, right?
you
It's
can, you
optional.
can. It's optional.
All right, that's
It's
cool. That's
optional.
another cool thing.
Okay, and they are proposing to allow EPF account holders to withdraw from with its respective account one
With
for
conditions.
with no, actually not no conditions. So this is basically up to 500 ringgit a month for 12 months.
Oh, please, 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 please. No, that is actually needed. I don't care. That is needed because,
Yeah,
like, it goes back to what we discussed earlier. There are some, if you want to just take it out to buy extra things for no apparent reason, then don't. Keep it for your savings. But there are people who 500 ringgit will mean food on the table for the whole family.
yep,
So,
true.
so I think, yeah, if can, I think yeah to that.
Yes, but some people are asking whether can it be more flexible. So because the number that's being banded around is 10k. So can, let's say, the maximum amount be 10k, and can it be done in shorter installments instead of 12 months? Because obviously it's not one size fit all. So
Correct,
there are
correct, correct.
people. So example, if you talk about B40 in Klang Valley, So B40 in Klang Valley, I think I saw a table that even if let's say you as a household you earn below 9,000, you're B40.
Okay lah, I B40 lah. If you say below 3,000 also, I still B40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
That will help. So I guess this is something that they are still discussing, and they might stick with it. They might change it depending on the feedback given. But as said earlier, if let's say you don't need it, then don't do it. So in addition to that, they're also allowing EPF contributors to do account 2 withdrawals to purchase life and takaful policies for life and critical illness for self and family members.
oh, this is proposal lah. It's not.
Yeah, so
like,
it's part of the announcement lah. It's part of the announcement. So once it's approved by the parliament, then it goes into effect.
Okay. For me, can lah. I mean, like, if it does, it's okay. I think
It does so it does help on two parts actually. So one, for those that depending on how they do it. So for those that already have policies, so if they actually allow you to take out the money from account 2 to help pay for those policies while you're in financial difficulties, then that helps you with the cash flow. So you don't have to cancel your insurance or takaful policies.
Correct. Okay. Cool.
Second is for
second
is for people who do not have policies. Then you can buy. Now you have some protection.
Understand. Very cool. We've discussed this last week, but just in case for those of you who just wondering here and don't understand it, how much money do you need to have to go visit a financial planner? Because some people still don't know. Tak dengar last week. Just answer that quick.
Okay. How much money that you need in order? So this is how much they pay us, or how much they need to earn?
I'm meaning, how much money should you have? Then it's beneficial to go see a financial planner.
Okay. Basic rule of thumb. So it's not that much earning. So if let's say you've already have your emergency funding put aside, so that is one thing that would give you an indicator. Okay, maybe it's time for me to go talk to a financial man to know what else I can do.
Right.
With my finances. I generally wouldn't advise, let's say, somebody who just started work to engage a financial planner, because to be honest, there's not a lot of things that we can do for you, because you don't have the resources for us to need. And what you need to do is actually very simple. Put aside money for emergency saving and probably take some life insurance or takaful policies.
Right.
So even your investments will be very vanilla at this point of time. Will be very basic.
Okay. Yeah. But what would be the time to, like, okay, I think I should look into.
I think once you work for 4 to 5 years, 4 to 5 years. So now actually your financial situation has become more complex, and just based, let's say, on your own research, on your own readings, everything, you might not understand what is being shared, or you might salah faham. You make wrong decisions, and this can affect you financially, because there were some studies. There were some studies that was made. So in a 20-year period of working, so let's say in this 20-year period, you earn average 5,000 a month. Okay. So you might start at 2,000, 3,000, and you might end at 7,000 plus 8,000 plus a month in year 20. So you can actually lose about 750,000 to 1.5 million in terms of financial mistakes that you do.
That's a lot of money, man.
It is.
Wow.
It is.
Okay.
And that's, if you just think logically, right? So if, let's say, engaging a financial planner helps you to save even on the low end, which is 750,000.
Right. It's still savings, dude. I mean, like, any amount that you can save and then channel that into avenue where you can make money. It's always great. Okay. what is financial health check? What's that? What is a financial health check anyway?
Okay, so a financial health check is basically a snapshot of your financial situation, basically telling you based on your current situation where you are. So is your financial are you financially healthy or not? So
Right.
financially healthy can mean, okay, is your cash flow negative or positive? Are you on the right track with accumulating your wealth? How is your net worth? How far are you from the goals that you need to achieve? Are you
Uh,
underinsured? Are you overinsured? So basically, it takes into account your whole financial situation and identify, okay, what are the areas that you need to work on. So this is a
it's
financial check.
it's like the 30-point check for your car when you come in service kind of thing lah.
Correct. Correct.
But this is for your finance. Very good.
This is on finance.
Someone asked how much do you roughly need to earn? This is on the going back to what we say. How much do you need to roughly need to earn to be worth it to see a financial planner?
I think once you start earning about 4,000 plus ish, you can start looking.
Okay.
You can start looking for
Four ish.
financial for yeah 4 ish.
Okay, so once again, where's that? Uh-huh.
Up.
There you go.
Yes,
There.
yeah,
It's just look on top, you'll see the ad. Okay, they're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Go get in touch with them. Then go and meet them personally, and then discuss about your situation, because we cannot do it as a one size fit all, because everybody has a different variables that you have to add.
yeah,
My if I earn 4,000 and you earn 4,000, there's still other things that makes the whole thing different. So you've got
yeah,
to speak to them
yeah.
personally.
So if you see there's a ticker down there, right?
Yep.
Down. So
Yep.
get your financial health check today. So
Ah.
basically, you can register at the link. So you can go there. So there's some additional explanation on the financial check. So basically, because currently in WVA we are now offering a more comprehensive financial health check with a report. So you actually get a report basically saying
Oh, all right.
this is your financial situation. So some summary questions. So how do you feel about your current cash flow situation now? Okay. So do you know whether you're an under average or above average accumulator of wealth? So basically, like how I explained just now.
Yeah.
Do you have enough cash reserves? Do you have enough for your retirement? Do you have enough for your children's education?
Correct.
So do you know all the financial risks that you that will affect you? So all of this will be answered in that financial health check that we do.
Right.
Okay. So the only thing that this report doesn't do is
Ah.
actually tell you what to do.
Okay. So the
It
tell you
tells
what
you
to
what the
do.
problems. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Tell you what
different
to
lah.
do is the next step where you go. Okay, tolong me. Tell me what to do, and then
Yeah.
that's a whole different
Because
thing.
because sometimes we have people who come. Okay. They have a general idea what their problems are,
Yep.
but they do not know to what extent it is.
Correct.
Or there are people who think that there's no issues with their financials, but
Right.
then after doing the financial check, I didn't know it was this bad.
Bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. How much does it cost? I know that the timing is slowly running out of time already, but how much does
yeah.
it cost to do a
So
financial health
so
check?
so for the financial health check is we charge 300 ringgit
Yep.
per financial health check.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's 300
Cool.
ringgit plus SST.
Understand? So there you go. Now you all know. Trust me, it's best to know. Don't blindly go through. I'm speaking from experience here, because because of my assumption, I'm I'm in a hole. But slowly pulling myself out. Met these beautiful people, and we've been discussing and helping everybody out. So, anybody got a last minute question?
Last
Anybody got
question. Yeah.
last question before we go? Because East Malaysia starting is very low. Okay, how much money should we put aside to start savings? Commitment to pay loan, PTPN. Ooh, you answer this one. I don't know. 1,200 to 1,500.
Yeah. So okay, I
Mm,
can't answer on behalf of why the income is low.
Yes.
because I don't think it's fair to technically do
Discuss
that,
that. Yeah.
discuss that lah, because that's part of it is national policy, part of it
Correct.
is what the employers should be doing lah. Okay, but let's not just say it's Malaysia lah, in general. So what do I do if, let's say, I'm not earning enough lah? Like how do you put a budget aside? So obviously for this group of people, first things first is, okay, you need to understand. So if, let's say, you're working for somebody, you will have EPF.
Yeah. So savings
Okay,
already put aside.
savings already put aside, and at least it will be 24% of your paycheck.
Okay.
So 11% from you, 13% from the employer. So that's 24%. So even if, let's say, you earn 1,500, so 24% is still about 375 ringgit a month that
Correct.
you save. So that is some form of saving, because, to be honest, depending on whether you're single or your family, it might not be sufficient.
Yeah.
If you're single, 1,005 might get you by.
Yeah.
But if you have a family, then you probably have to cut certain corners. Right, you have to cut certain corners, because it might just not be enough.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
if you're
Correct.
single, so instead of renting a house, you can rent a room.
Okay.
So take public transportation.
It goes back to what you need and what you want lah.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
focus, if your pay is not high, focus on what you need, not what you want. So
Correct.
when your pay goes higher, then focus on what you want lah. I mean, like, indulge in what you want, not focus on what you want. But yeah,
Yeah.
guys, hopefully that helped you guys with a lot of your questions. Please get in touch with Wealth Vantage if you've got any other questions. They'll be more than willing to help you out. You just can go, like I said, like here, there, go up there, all the links up there. They even have a website. Okay, so get in touch with these guys. These guys are more than willing to speak to you and help you out along the way. And if you can afford it, get your financial health check, because at least knowing where to go, it's much better knowing where you are and what the situation is, rather than just, I assume it's okay lah, and then something goes wrong along the way, then everything falls apart. But Rafiq, thank you so much again, man, for chatting with me.
Hey, no problem. I always look forward to this, and I think one of the reasons why we're doing it later on a Friday night is because we received some feedback from viewers, from listeners and everything, that they prefer different
timing,
slightly later, different timing, slightly later session, so that it's not during work. It's not during work. Yeah, which makes sense. And I think we will keep to this time slot. But for now we're still doing it every fortnight. So every 2 weeks.
Yeah, every 2 weeks. So
yeah, we'll see you again every 2 weeks. But in the meantime, there's two things that you can do. So one is you can share the video with your own network, so that people who didn't manage to sit through the live can view the recorded video after this, and so that they can also learn from it. Okay. The second thing that you can do is you can like our FB page. You can go to our websites, our social media and everything, because there we actually share a lot of free information. On how you improve your personal finances.
This is on a personal side, because they even during the MCO and CMCO, they opened up some free financial things as well, just because they realized everyone was going through a hard time. They wanted to help out. So go check them out. Also, the knowledge you learned today, only rule, if you tell someone else about it, say where you learn it from. Oh, from Rafiq and JJ. Okay, please. nak curi nama juga. Okay,
boleh, tak ada masalah.
but guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And like Rafiq said, please share this as much as you can for people who might benefit from this information. Okay. And thank you for watching. Good night.
Thank you. Okay, good night everyone. Have a good weekend. Don't go out if you don't need to.
Betul, correct.
Let's try to stop the COVID-19.
Yes.
Okay, bye. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.